Hey, this is HD Page with D&H Cattle. I'm going to give you a quick little preview of day 2 of our sale on the breedersconnection.com. It'll be Wednesday, September the 10th. This will be lots 25 through 48. The sale starts at 7 p.m. Lot 25 is 49M, a Hocus Pocus son. Margie Time on the bottom. And you can see why he's painted up. That Margie Time come through there, but this calf turns back to the left, and if you watch the videos, he's 2 or 3, 4 jumps before he turns almost every time. And, just a little bit of time that he'll shorten it up, and he gets off the ground, kicks, and he turns back and finishes good. The calf, I don't know. We'll see if he's got a future in the futurity game, but he's bred to be a bucking bull, and he's a big stout calf, and down the road, I think that's what we're looking at on that one. Lot 26 is 445M, a big wave son, fearless on the bottom. It's a black ball face calf that turns back and really wants to buck. He's a little hot in the back and hadn't just really accepted the whole deal in the chute yet, but he's a lot better, closer now than he was. And you can see the videos, the last few. He sure enough tried to put it together. Kicks and bucks right in the gate to the left, and like I said, could play at every level. Lot 27 is 438M, a J9, a Yahoo son, out of a Kitty Hawk daughter on the bottom. That's a pretty neat cross, and goes back to 38.3, a really good cow, crosswire cow. And this calf kicks and spins, turns back to the left, and wants to be a bucking bull. I don't know if he'll be 92 or 3 with the dummy, but he turns back and bucks every time. Lot 28 is bar 71M, a Ricky Vaughn son, domino on the bottom. That's a pretty neat cross, and you can see both of these sire and dam coming through in this calf when he bucks. And I bucked him 2 days ago, and he was outstanding. I think he could have been 92 that day, but he's just turns back and bucks every time, and in the last few trips, he's really stepped up his game. So lots of air, lots of kick, and lots of intensity, and got a cool style, and Ricky Vaughn and Domino kind of mixing all that together. I look for Lot 28 to be a player in the futurity game, and big stout calf could go all the way through. Lot 29 is Ot 61M, Incognito out of Buck North. This is a big wide back calf, and just wild as a March hare. He turns back and tries to buck every time. He'll go left, he'll go right, he'll jump straight up in there and get 4 foot in the front end. The next time he'll break straight over and kick over his head. He wants that dummy off his back, and he don't stay on the ground for a split second. He's a bucker. He tries really hard, and if you look there on the bottom, that K91 is Buck North out of the dam to Lollipop. So he's bred to do some cool stuff, and he's sure trying to put it together in a big way. Lot 30 is 1 bar M, a Vaquero son. Crazy show on the bottom. All the way back to a Crossfire Hurricane daughter back in there. So pretty neat deal. Some old school stuff in there. And this calf turns back to the left, and I look for him to be a really cool rider bull. He's got a neat style. He turns back right there and kicks through it. Looks like he's going to have some timing, and it won't be long till a guy could sure use him in some team bull deals or something to that effect. Those bulls sure have some value now, and I've come to learn that they're a lot harder to come by than a guy thinks. If you get one turns back there and it's got that style and that timing, then they're worth their weight in gold. Lot 31 is 43M, a fearless son, fire show on the bottom, and this calf's made to be a bucking bull, but here, as of late, the last few trips, he really looks like he's liable to be a futurity calf. He's going to turn back to the right there and kick and buck hard. He's got the tools, and he's bred to the hilt on the top and bottom. Lot 32 is 490, a big wave son. 59B wrecked on the bottom. That's a 039 son. And this calf turns back and really bucks. He does it, and I can't think of a trip where he didn't turn back right there and buck. Really kicks through it and does it right in the gate. and gets off the ground. I mean, this calf could be a futurity player, and for sure. Lot 33 is Ot 26M, a sucker punch. What is he on the bruiser on the bottom? So he's dang sure a pretty nice calf. He wants to get up in the air and buck, and kicks and spins, turns back to the right. The last time we bucked him was out of the right, and he turned right there to the right. And I'd say this is a 22. He could be a 22, 22 and a half pointer. He's still green and hadn't figured out exactly where his feet are, but when he gets it figured out, he's going to be the deal. Lot 34 is 471M, another Alakazam son. 90Z Chump on the bottom. That was out of T8, I believe. That was a brother to Bruiser, and this calf's got a lot of ability. And there's a few times he would just hit hard and kind of push backwards, and he really wasn't finding his feet. He was hitting really hard and trying to push off. And the last few times he's lightened up when he's hitting, and he's sure enough kicking through it. And man, he's been a different bull the last couple of trips, and I think a guy pay attention to this calf. He may not cost as much as some of them, and he's sure enough got the tools. I really like him. Lot 35 is 31M, Manaba son, Kilroy on the bottom. A little different deal here too as far as the breeding goes, but Manaba was a futurity world champion and went on to be, was placed high in the Derby and the Classic. He's in the Bull of the Year race at one point, so just a great bull top to bottom. And this calf has got a lot of those Manaba characteristics, like rare drop, kick, really extends his back end and gets his front end off the ground and wants to turn right in the gate. He's a kind of a light made calf, which I sure don't mind, especially in the futurity deal. You can roll the feet of this calf and he'll stay in really good shape. He's not going to be a lot of maintenance, and I think he's going to turn back right there and kick and buck and be a player in the futurity. Lot 36 is 67M, an Incognito over Bruiser out of 027X, one of my favorite cows on the ranch. And this calf's bred to the hilt, and he might be the best calf in the sale. Just a big calf and a lot of rare drop and kick. And he's going to be out of the right-hand delivery and going to turn to the right. And I think this calf could be 95, 96, whatever you want to mark him. He's got that kind of ability. Just getting him to put his feet in the right place and get a good start. I think this calf is as good as you'll see anywhere. He's got those kind of he's got that kind of athletic ability, and they're hard to come by. The calves that this kind of size that can jump and kick and turn like this calf's able to do. Lot 37 is 35 Bar M. 75G was a Hocus Pocus son that bunged his hawk up, and I had to quit bucking him. But this bull really got in the air and bucked, and you can see in this 35 Bar M, he's got the same traits. Got a lot of gets up in the air and kicks through it, and really wants to be a nice calf, and a big stout calf to boot. So I don't know if he'll figure it out with the dummy, but he's awful close to it now. But I think he's sure gonna make a nice bull one way or another. Lot 38 is Ot 8 Bar M. 64K is the sire. We called him Big Worm. He's a bruiser on the bottom, and this calf's got a cool style too. Lot of rare drop and kick, lot like 64K, and of course Bruiser had those same characteristics. So look for this calf to do some great things. He hadn't put it together yet, but it's just a matter of time. He wants to get his front end off the ground and kick through it. Calf's got some ability for sure. Lot 39 is Bar 2M, another J03 son. This time lifting lives on the bottom. And the calf's a big stout, kind of yellow calf, and got a lot of ability. Just like a lot of those J03 calves, they're not just naturals. It's taken a little bit to get them to come around, but once they do, they look like they're going to be there for a while, and they're big, stout, good-looking calves, and this is no exception. This calf really bucks. Lot 40 is 86M. Sire is pending. Hocus Pocus on the bottom. This is a pretty neat deal. T8, so that the cow this 86M is out of is a Hocus Pocus out of the Dam to Bruiser. And the sire will come back, but this is a big, stout calf that, I mean, has a ton of ability and really stretches out and kicks, and he's just a bucker. I mean, that's just, and he's a big old calf. I mean, and when you're on the back of the chute, there's some intensity, there's some stuff going on there, and look for great things from this calf. Lot 41 is Bar 9M, 105H on the top, and Kitty Hawk on the bottom. Another calf that's got a lot of tools and wants to turn back and buck. Just on minimal outs, this calf will turn back and has put a couple of trips together already, and look for him to do some great things. Lot 42 is 83M, 930 Fast Fire on the sire, 86 White Finger Roll on the bottom. This bull just jumps and kicks through it, and around the right, and kicks, and he's a big old stout calf, and look for him to be pretty special down the road. I don't know if you'll ever get him to be that 92 points like they got to be in the futurity, but he kicks and spins. He's a nice calf and got some ability. Lot 43 is 426M, 5K is a Hot Rod son. That's the sire, Manaba on the bottom, and 426. It's got a lot of ability, kicks hard, a lot of intensity, and I think he's going to end up being a right-hand delivery bull. He wants to go right most every time, and like I say, got a lot to him. Like really wants to buck. Lot 44 is M101, another Double O Joe son. 720E on the bottom. That was a Magic Maker son. This bull turns back and bucks, and he does it every time. He's pretty dadgum consistent about it. And if you watch the videos, lots of kick. You can see his hocks firing off, and he'll turn back there and buck and give you a good chance every time. I think this calf will be a futurity style, and sure enough, 90 plus or better, and he's pretty consistent about it. Lot 45 is 91M, a Little Johnny's son, be Fire Show, what would that be? A full sister to Manaba on the bottom. And this calf, it's got all the tools to be special. Lots of kick, lots of expression when he turns, and he'll turn right in the gate to the left. Gets his front end off the ground. You can see him pull his front feet up at the top of his jump. He's trying to get in there and buck, and bred to the hilt. You want one you can go play with and breed to, this is your guy. Lot 45. Lot 46 is our next lot, 454M, 5H Cole Road. He'll turn back and buck. We moved him to the right, and he'll go right there to the right. And sure enough, a nice bull. Like kicks through it. Kind of up in there whether he'll be a futurity calf or not. These calves are still green, but he dang sure turns back and bucks, and he gives it everything he's got. Lot 47 is MR1, D28 on the sire, the Situation on the bottom. This calf turns back to the right, out of the right, and I've seen him the last 5 trips and just does it right there. Got a lot of intensity and got a neat style and really wants to buck. Kicks through it and turns and bucks, and he does it every time. He's a nice calf. Lot 48 is 20M. We're sire's pending. We're Kitty Hawk on the bottom, and calf turns back and bucks. Pretty hot in the back. Kind of a little squirrel in the chute, but that'll come out. Put a little time in him, but he turns back and kicks and spins. The calf's got some ability and sure wants to buck that dummy off.